Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Corcoran and I'm the Artistic Director of the Arts Club Theatre Company. Welcome to our third annual Grant Burnyeat Student Series Writing Competition Award Ceremony. This event is being hosted on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, in particular the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. We are honored to live, work, and play on this land together. This program is funded by Justice Grant Burnyeat, and it supports the City of Vancouver's 18 public high schools. Through it, we offer 30 complimentary tickets per school to be able to create access to theater. We provide complimentary transportation, theater workshops, and behind-the-scenes tours of our stages and facilities to the visiting schools. We hope that providing access to theater to our local youth, students will receive meaningful opportunities to participate in the arts on a more frequent basis and to strengthen the relationship between the Arts Club and the local Vancouver secondary schools. Of course, due to COVID-19, not all of the Vancouver schools were able to take advantage of the program this season, but all students were invited to participate in the annual writing competition that provides a platform for students to reflect on their experience at attending theater. Students were asked to answer the following questions in an essay format. Why is it important that students have access to live theater? What contribution does live theater make to our society? And what was it about the production that you saw that meant the most to you? So we're very excited to present our award to two students who best demonstrated thought and insight regarding the impact of live theater on youth today. And those two students are Lola Ross McLennan and Rachel Tan. Welcome. Hi, great. So the first student I'd like to invite to read today is our recipient for the $250 prize. Please welcome Lola Ross McLennan, who comes from Point Grey Mini School.
Okay, so this is called My Battle with Theater. So as a child, I was never a fan of theater. It was probably caused by an attention span too short for sitting still in a chair for anything longer than 2 minutes. It may also have something to do with the fact that when I was 6, my parents took my sister and me to a theater production of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. 3.5 excruciating hours later, as we had to watch the post-show Q&A, I was sound asleep in my seat, but forevermore would associate darkened theaters as cells. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, and Prisoner felt more fitting, and it was too late. By then, I had developed a fear of being held captive in a seat and not being able to escape for hours on end. I much preferred the playground to the uncomfortable seats of that fateful day in the auditorium. Compounding the problem, I realized that I much preferred film. I was a movie lover because it just seemed so much more realistic. I felt like I was always immersed in the story, not like I was watching people trying to emulate real life. That was until I went to New York. My mother took my sister and me to watch Mean Girls, a popular musical that was based on the movie from 2004. I'd readied myself for another snooze fest when the show began, but something else happened. I catapulted into the fraught world of high school where blondes ruled the roost and the rest of the student population were nobodies. Popular girls scorned the weak and the rest of the school just stood by and watched. I felt like I was witnessing scenes from my own high school where you either eat or get eaten. High school is a place where people find themselves, but it's also a place where so many feel like they don't fit in. I know when I started high school, I was scared and I didn't want to get picked on. Mean Girls captured those exact feelings, and in a transformative moment, I began to believe I was right there on that stage, albeit a wildflower, not a princess. I felt rage at Regina George. How could she be so cruel? What if she were put in other people's shoes? I had never felt that level of excitement from a movie. With live actors, it was as if you were watching something unfold in real life. After the show, I even bought a cup that said Mean Girls on the front. I went home to Vancouver with a whole attitude change. I was transfixed by the performance. I now knew that theater can make you feel things that movies just can't. The raw, unfiltered emotions of the actors on stage aren't something you can capture on tape. I had a new appreciation for the talent and skill that these people possess to move the crowds. Just one compelling performance from a single actor has the power to completely alter your perception of theater. I would know. It happened to me. Back in Vancouver, and much more recently, my class went and saw Noises Off, a play that is equal parts comedy and innuendo. Now, I'm not someone who laughs out loud, but Noises Off had me in stitches. It's about a play within a play featuring a director and cast who have a crazy time trying to coordinate a proper play. Its actors are concerned about putting on a good production while simultaneously obsessing over relationships. Love always makes for a good plot. As funny as Noises Off is, what I enjoyed the most was that the actors themselves seemed to be enjoying themselves too. I know they were probably nervous about perfecting their performances, but you could just feel the energy radiating off them. What I've come to love most about theater is how you can feel the atmosphere of the room. With a film, you don't know what it was like when they were shooting the movie, but with theater, you get to see everything in real time. In Noises Off, it felt like the whole cast wanted to be there, and their chemistry showed. People always said live theater offers something that movies can't, yet I never understood what it was. I realized then that it was passion. There's a different sort of dedication to your craft when performing live and memorizing all your lines versus relying on cuts and multiple takes on film sets. This is why it's so important for youth to witness live theater. Theater is a self-expression of your innermost ideas, a medium where your creativity can fully let loose with a self-reliance that emerges from being able to perform under pressure. Theater teaches important skills like collaboration, communication, creativity, and problem solving. These skills are not just used on stage, but are useful throughout your lifetime. As an adult, you may decide to be a lawyer. To be successful at your profession, you'll need to be able to work with others. You aren't going to be able to win your case if you can't communicate effectively. If you decide to be a biologist, you won't succeed if you always try and go it alone. We're stronger working together and sharing new scientific data than trying to figure everything out alone. If you want to be a sculptor, you cannot recreate other people's work. You need to be creative and to find inspiration for your sculptures that will make you unique. Finally, if you decide to be an environmentalist, you'll need to be able to problem solve and think on your feet about what solutions could be put into place. All of these attributes can be cultivated by taking part in theater. Theater also cultivates a sense of belonging. For a time, I was part of an acting program where we were assigned specific parts, learned dance numbers, and how to sing. I bonded with girls there, and soon it started to feel like a refuge from the world outside and a second home. Several years later, I now see one of those girlfriends at least once a month. I know my high school has numerous drama programs, including their popular after-school program, Senior Theater. This is a group of students who put on live performances every term, and like the program I used to attend, it's a safe place to explore ideas. Many students go to the drama studio for that exact reasons. Teens may not always have a proper conduit for emotions at home, but when you have a place where you can channel these feelings into something creative, it provides a healthy outlet. The stage offers tangible benefits, but being part of the audience does too. I love seeing what my classmates have come up with when I watch them on stage. Friends who are nothing but positive on regular school days can become teary-eyed widows who mourn the loss of their husbands on stage. Classmates who are normally quiet and reserved can become clowns who crack jokes and will do anything to get a laugh. Teens are transformed into characters that seem originally too complex for a high school student to take on. But the beauty is that in theater you can be whoever you want. You aren't forced into any boxes. Part of what's so important about theater is the diversity of the topics explored. You may have a production that was created solely for comedy, or a production that was mostly presented in song, with a little dialogue, but many have an overarching message. Similar to fables, a lot of theater is here to teach us something, whether it's about society, ourselves, or our earth. Theater can be a tool used to show us the perspectives of people who aren't always heard or who we wouldn't ordinarily know. For many years, and still today, minorities in society have not had an equal voice. Art, and specifically theater, can be a powerful platform to let someone's voice be heard. Indigenous theater is important in Canada and especially in British Columbia for that reason. As a country, it's our job to make sure everyone is heard regardless of the number of voices. For me, theater was a place where I was safe, and I learned I could be creative as an actor. Now, I love going to watch plays as an audience member, and I am so thankful my high school gives us the opportunity to go on field trips to see productions. Live theater provides something to our society that few mediums can emulate. Thank you.
I'm muted. Thank you so much, Lila. That was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I'd like to welcome our recipient of our $750 award, who is Rachel Tan, and she's from Killarney Secondary, and she's going to read her essay.
Hi everyone! So the title of my essay is called Impactful and Inspiring Change. We are currently living through an unforeseeable time in which the world has been turned upside down by disease, hatred, and corruption. Evil has always been prevalent in our society, but it has been amplified further nowadays as it spreads throughout the internet. These dark times are disheartening to witness, and it is incredibly frustrating to know that there's still a lot of obsolete prejudice out there compared to our fast advancing society. Despite the world's negativity, live theater can be a beacon of light for everyone, especially young people who will be changing the world. Live theater shows the impact that individuals can make through their words and actions, as seen in the production of Urinetown, the musical, where Bobby Strong starts his own revolution. While it may be underappreciated, live theater is a vital part of society. Live theater has the power to inform and inspire the audience through the actors' stage presence, the technical aspects of the show, and most importantly, the messages of the story. Teenagers often face many struggles as they grow and encounter new challenges in life, which can be burdening and cause a sense of hopelessness. I know that many students feel lost and insignificant in the massive world. Growing up and trying to figure out what our futures will look like isn't easy when there's an immense amount of pressure that's put on us. However, theater reminds us that we are not alone, that it encourages us through our tough times. The stories of performances opens our eyes to other people's experiences and allows us to connect with one another. Seeing the actors perform and hearing them deliver their lines in person leaves viewers with a stronger impact compared to watching a movie. Additionally, live theater gives us the strength and courage to find our own voice and use it to speak up for what we believe in. From my own experience of going to shows, I've been touched by many of the performances that I've seen. There have been many moments where I've laughed, gotten angry, and even cried while watching live theater. Whether it's a musical with elaborate props and flashy costumes, or a one person show with simple backdrops and minimal costume changes, live theater always leaves viewers with a lesson to take home. As the audience becomes immersed into the story while watching the show, they form a connection to the characters and their conflicts. By seeing how the actors and actresses overcome their dilemmas, we can learn from them and apply our newly gained insight into our own lives. Through watching live theater and thinking about the lessons that it teaches us, everyone can make an impact on society. We are shown the perspectives of different people in performances, allowing us to reflect upon ourselves and question our world. Society is flawed in many ways, and theater emphasizes that it is up to us to create change for a better future. As humans have the power to bring down injustice and stop negativity, theater can be the spark to ignite our courage. I have always felt that life is not perfect, but everyone is capable of making it better. After watching Urinetown the musical, I began to understand how much of an impact a person can make, not just in their own lives, but for other people as well. The story takes place in a world where a 20-year-old drought causes terrible water shortages, which leads to all washings being controlled by a huge company. Although the plot may sound extreme, I think it's not far-fetched, since our current climate is endangered and we live in a capitalistic society. The protagonist, Bobby Strong, followed his heart and stood up for his beliefs by starting a revolution against the inhumane Urine Good Company. I witnessed the determination and fighting spirit of the characters in the musical, and it was an inspiring story for me. Many people banded together and worked towards the same goal, which shows that people who look different from each other or come from different backgrounds have more similarities than differences. Urinetown the musical recognized that feeling out of place is acceptable and the importance of speaking up when you know something is wrong. I think the show's main message is valuable for everyone, especially young people like me to hear, since we will soon play a larger role in life. During a time where society is largely divided, theater can bring people together and spark change to happen. I've been fortunate enough to have watched various performances around Vancouver, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. There's a lot that I've learned about the world and myself after attending different shows. I've been thoroughly entertained by shows, many of which have left a powerful impact on me. Live theater has empowered me and caused me to seek after change in my own life. Thank you.
Fantastic, Rachel. Thank you so much. Thanks, Lola and Rachel, for sharing those words. I was saying to both of you just before we started filming how inspiring I found reading your essays to myself, and then now getting to hear you both read them out loud, how even just extra inspiring it is to see theater through your eyes, and to really, I really agree with both of you that theater has an ability to affect and change individuals and affect and change society at large. So I know we're in great hands if the youth also see that. So thank you so much. I also just want to thank everyone who is watching today. It really means a lot for you guys to check in on these programs with us. We're really excited about the Grant Burnyeat Student Series, both the opportunity for students to come and see shows at the Arts Club, and for also this part of it where students are given the opportunity to write about their feelings about theater. So we're very, very grateful for this program and so happy that you guys participated in it. And thank you so much for everyone who watched today. Thanks.